This isn't really a review of Storm Collectibles Shao Kahn 2.0 or Shao Kahn Mortal Kombat 9, given that there are already in-depth showcase and comparison videos out in the YouTube wilderness for several days now. But I wanted to take a moment and acknowledge what is definitely a stronger and much larger upgrade on Storm's first Shao Kahn and Throne box set. When the unpainted version of this set showed up at SDCC 2022, I sold off my first Storm Shao Kahn immediately without a second thought, and now that this version has finally dropped in, I can't think of a second take on a figure purchase that's been as flat out easy for me to decide as this one. The sculpt detail is better, the accessories are more betterer, the hammer is stiffer, for lack of a better word, and that throne, jeez, that's what he said, she said jokes will just roll on cue. First things first, there is one downside to this throne compared to the previous throne as noted by other reviewers already, and that's the fact that the skull design actually prevents the figure from sitting in as deeply and comfortably as the first throne. Yep, more jokes and quips come to mind. But it can still sit various figures as displayed here, and in terms of an imposing display, there's just no comparison. I found the previous throne just okay in terms of shelf aura, and the secondary market prices for it were actually pretty silly. This new version, even in front of a Super 7 Snake Mountain, still has its own commanding presence, and I suspect it will stand up aggressively to many of your larger 1/10 or 1/12 shelf displays too. It also feels less rubbery and cheap than the first throne, and has some hefty weight, especially with the ABS base. The figure itself is pretty much what you've come to expect from a Storm figure already, with the beefy build, endless hands, extra heads, butterfly joint articulation, and even a transparent green spear attack accessory exclusive to this set. So I won't dwell on this figure repeating the usual details. But in hand, this Shao Kahn feels sturdier than the rubbery 1.0 version, whose parts kept falling off because everything was just too soft and squishy to hold things in place. Wow, the innuendos just won't end with this one. The head sculpt on this new Shao Kahn is also slightly narrower, so you could technically fit the 1.0 helmet on this head, but the new helmet won't be able to go onto the original head sculpt if you're trying to do some mix and match. However, you can use the new helmet on other figures in various cool combos. Do also note there are two loose chains at the bottom of the box that you're supposed to thread through the respective loops on both sides of the throne. Don't throw the box out without checking the bottom. I got the first version for about 120 bucks before COVID times, but got this one for about 150 inclusive of shipping in COVID times. So if you could only choose one version and don't mind putting down the extra bucks, version 2 is unquestionably the better way to go. Anyway, this has been my take 2 on Storm's Shao Kahn Deluxe set, and if you'd like to see more, please hit the like and subscribe on your way out, and have a great year ahead, everyone.